What's going on, guys? So today we're talking about the best-selling cards under $5 or less. This is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Penny Stock Market Watch. We are already just jumping down the list. So the top three cards are Marinus cards. This definitely looks like a fun archetype. We talked about it a little bit already on the last Market Watch about how this seems like, and there's just some decks, unfortunately, that do this. It seems like a deck that does a lot to not really do a lot. Basically, if it can't play through Nib, it's probably not that good. That's why a lot of decks right now that are really good are either super good at playing through Nib or don't even care about Nib because they don't really do a whole lot of summoning, at least during their own turn. And that doesn't mean that these can't be good investments, good cards to invest in, but this set did just come out, so I could definitely see these maintaining their value because they are kind of everywhere. But a lot of people have opened these packs, but it's not for these cards. These have just been an added bonus, and that's the interesting thing. If we wanted to talk about this real quick, and we look at, not her specifically, but if we look at the set, Tools from the Deep, the Forbidden Droplets are about 50 bucks. It's actually not the worst thing ever. But if we go to high or low, and there's a reason we're doing that. That way we can just cipher past all of that. We immediately see a Bishark is a $4 card. We'll probably see that later on the Market Watch. A lot of cards actually are under $5 giant. Baguska really made this card super irrelevant. Feels pretty bad. But anyway, Bahamut Shark reprint, that's always good. Honor Arc is always good. It's a lot of like cards like Sea Stealth Attack. This, I believe this is the Torrential Searcher, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of great reprints in this set. And so the reason I was bringing this all up is just because for me, when I look at a set, I don't look at, oh, there's a Ghost Rare of Honor Arc. That's probably so cool. Oh, Forbidden Droplets. That's so cool. I look at, if I go to the back page, if I just have the worst packs possible, what am I going to pull? And we're on the final back page here. This isn't really that great. But Citadel Whale is an interesting card. See, if you've played Duel Links, you know that the card's not terrible. Legendary Fisherman's here. The Yumi reprint is good. Umi, not Yumi. So there's definitely value here to be made just from opening up packs. But like I always say, I just give my advice. It's not like you have to go and do it or you're just gonna you're wasting your money away. Not at all those kind of vibes. Just my advice. Take it, leave it, do whatever it is that you want with it. Branded in red, Mystic Mine, number 89, nothing surprising there. Fight for Patrick, Halka Firex doing its thing. But let's take a look at this guy. Or girl. Guy or girl. Whatever. They. Let's take a look at them. Reveal one rich monster, special summon this card for your hand. If this card is special summon, add a Libromancer. Accept itself. Okay. I mean, it's a level 4 monster, which is always good. That's a level 4 Cybers monster, which is interesting. That's actually really... I didn't realize it was a Cybers monster. It's a Fire Cybers monster, so it can be ran in Salamangreat. I don't know what the target is, what ritual monster you'd be using if you're using it in Salamangreat. I think Salamangreat... This is a huge tangent, because I really like Salamangreat. I'm pretty confident, though, Salamangreat have a ritual monster, right? Am I wrong? I could be wrong here. I know they have a fusion. They have multiple Xyz. Obviously, they have links. It's not. It's feeling like they... Daha! Exactly. Salamangreat, Emerald Eagle. So, can ritual summon this card. Rise Salamangreat when this card's ritual summoned using itself. You can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. That's kind of crazy. You contribute a link monster. This card gets one of these effects. At the start of the damage step for the battles. Destroy that monster, and if you do, inflict damage. That's not horrible. That is not that bad of a card. I guess I kind of have to see the ritual spell now too, but I don't want to take too much time doing this. Rise the Salamangreat. Does it do anything other than if you control a Fire Link monster, you can use a Salamangreat monster in your graveyard by shuffling them into the deck? It's destroyed by opponent's card effect. You special summon one from your hand. It's not that great. I'm just saying, like, could you run this card in Salamangreat? That's all that was. And there are ritual monsters and ritual spells. I don't know if it's necessarily the move, but it seems like Libromancers themselves could be pretty solid. And $40 card pre-sale. This is one of those situations, and I love it when this happens and we catch it on the Market Watch, where a card that should be above $5 slipped under the $5 mark. And that'll happen from time to time, so make sure you guys subscribe to make sure you guys are staying on the know as far as what penny stocks are really going for, because it's not a guarantee, but 9 times out of 10, a card, and this set just came out, so that's probably why the card is going down in value. But a card that just randomly slipped under $5 for like a couple of weeks or a month, it's maybe got another month or two left of going down. Worst case scenario. Maybe it'll just maintain the value at this 457 if we come down here. 457, 360. If we keep looking, there's 7 at $5 already. So this feels like a really high quality investment. Like I said, just my advice, do with it as you please, but I could definitely see this card maybe not going back up to this $7 or $8 mark, but even if it hits 6, buying it right now at 450, $5, that's not bad, you know, because we can end up gaining some value if it gets to $6 or $7, which is $7 before. Look at, excuse me, definitely see through it. Like, I mean, literally, this says the lowest available is 360, and as soon as we go to it, there is no 360. So it's getting bought out that fast that TCG player can't even keep up with it. And it is an overall good card. I'm not looking at the Libromancer deck, but it seems like a good card. Scareclaw, Tryhard, Borland, Ocean Dragon Lord. This is new, I don't think. While Yumi is on the field, each player can only control one face-up non-water. If a player controls 2 or more, they must send one. During your main phase, you can add from your deck, your hand, a Yumi, or Kaiushin, or Sea Stealth. So that's really, really good. It's a level 5. It's not horrible, because I believe Yumi, or Umi, how do you say it? Does anybody know how to say it? But I believe it has the Umi itself doesn't, but the good Umi lowers the levels of water monsters. So it's a pretty solid card. It's like Floodgate, Searcher, but level 5 just makes it so bad. It's unfortunate. I don't know. As far as whether or not it's a good investment, usually the rule of thumb is bad cards are not good investments. Pay no attention to this. This is just 37 at $1.70. Yeah, this is gonna be holding the line at under $2 for its entire life, I would assume. Unless someone finds a crazy combo with it. But at that point, like if you're gonna, here's my just like I said, humble opinion. If you're gonna invest in this card, you might as well get a lottery ticket. Like it could it hit for sure? Yes, it definitely could, but I don't really think it's gonna happen. Nadir Servant, Cyanide Mining, still doing its thing. Anti-spell Fragrance. Shout out to anybody that got these when they were cheapity cheap, like the monster card. Because they were, I guess that's not that cheap for this version. But some of these, I swear, even just the Dual Devastator version, the one that brought us here, $1.83. I guess it's kind of always been a $1.50 card, but even still, shout out to you. Shout out to you if you were able to pick up on that. Next time, I swear, you heard it here first. The next time Anti-Spell slips to that dollar mark. Basically, okay, right now, the best deck is either Adventurer, Punk, or Branded Despia, right? And Sword Soul's a close third, right? They all are super spell reliant. Pendulum Magicians are slowly working their way back. Sky Striker just won a YCS. So, like, Anti-Spell is really good right now. There are formats, though, where Anti-Spell just isn't as solid of a card. And so, In those formats, this card's value will go down. So just wait. Just wait for that. I mean, if you desperately need an anti-spell fragrance for your locals or for an event, get it, of course. But if you don't, if you can play the waiting game, I would play the waiting game on anti-spell fragrance. Because it has shown a tendency to go down in value from where it's at now. This is not a penny stock. It's gotta be penny stocks are $5 or yeah, I don't know how this ended up here. It did that last week too. I think this is like $1 or something like that. I'm not sure. Market price is $4.97, so whatever. Dynamorphia Frenzy's falling off. Maybe people are watching my videos and that's why they're not playing Dynamorphia. But I actually think the main reason, because this card was number 1 for the longest time, I think the main reason it's not number 1 anymore is because of all of the new sets. Like, really, when we're taking a look at the penny stock marker watch, what you're looking for is not new sets. Like, this is from Burst of Destiny. This is from Dual Power. Those cards are going to hang around here for a while. Like, the Dimension Force, Ghost from the Past, Second Haunting, Duels from the Deep, maybe, maybe not, right? Some of them will. Most likely, though, most of them won't. Like, this is Dual Devastator. That's a really long time. Like, that's, like I said, if you got them, or if you got them, then you could. I don't think it's going up more in value, but I think the main issue with Dynamorphia Frenzy coming all the way down here is it's one, the archetype's not very good. I still stand by that. And two, um, it's older now. It's not old, but it is older. So if you got them, you have them. I'm assuming if you got Dynamorphia Frenzy, it wasn't to make a lot of money. It was really just to have fun, play the deck. It seems like a fun enough deck to play at a local level. Dark Ruler No Mores from the Albat Strike Structure deck. They're literally $1.30. You guys gotta get these. Like, I already have like 6 of them because I bought 3 copies of this structure deck and this structure deck. But this is one of the best going second cards in the game, and the Spirit Charmer structure deck came out a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago. So yeah, just around not even a year ago yet. And so this is still on shelves somewhere, like probably like Barnes and Noble or somewhere. That the place that doesn't really cipher sells out a lot, or maybe like your locals has a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Like I know none of my locals have the Spirit Charmer structure deck, right? But there are locals that I've seen that have just a bunch of them. They probably still have it, but you'll notice they don't have the Salamangreat structure deck. They don't have the Hero Strike structure deck. They don't have the Monarch structure deck. Whatever structure deck you want to insert there. And as time goes on, where this card's printings will be a prismatic secret rare from the tins from 3 years ago, and then 2 structure deck reprints. No way. In a year, I would assume this card's gonna be more than $1. In 2 years, they all could be over $10. It's not gonna get hit by the ban list, and it's always gonna be a good going second card. Now, is it gonna be like $30? Probably not. But Ash Blossom's got 7 printings, and they're all about $20. So that's my stance there. Cyframe Gear Gamma. Doing Cyframe Gamma. Who is this? Look at that in a second. Illegal Knight. What does this guy do? During the main phase, if you control the monsters or you control adventure token, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you control adventure token, you can target 2 cards your opponent controls. Give control to this card. If you return those cards to your hand. So it's kind of like going second card. It targets. It's not super great. But if your opponent doesn't have the like, I don't see a situation where you'd want to use this because obviously this is a bait, right? But I feel like it's just kaijuing the monsters better, or if you can lava golem them, or sphere mode them, or dark ruler. Also, Forbidden Droplets, another great example. There's the Mythical Beast, the big 3K beat stick that summons itself out and bounces itself back to the hand. That's a bit different because, I mean, I guess this has 2K attack, but that has 3K attack. And also you're switching control of this monster, which I don't like that. I don't love giving your opponent cards. So, is it a good card to invest in? Feels like another card, actually, that just slipped under $5. but I think there's a reason for that. So maybe if you want to get a playset and if you already have if you obviously already have the adventurer package, if you want to get a playset, mess around with this card. Going second, seeing if it actually is a good card, and I'm way off base here. It's level 7 too. That's so awkward. Because if it was level 4, we could do things. If it was level 8, we could do things. I mean, it's a fiend. Shout out DDDs, but I don't know if DDDs are DDD Adventure. I don't know if that's a thing. Um, feels like it should be, but I don't think it is. I don't think this card's gonna really do much of anything as far as value is concerned. I don't really see it getting back to the $7-8 mark. But like I said when we were talking about this card, yeah, this card, it clearly just slipped under $5. That's usually a good sign. That usually means, especially if it's a newer set, like Dimension Force is still relatively newer, even though I was just saying it was older. It's probably gonna go for. I don't think we've hit the Valley yet. But it is a decent card. It's not a great card, but it's a decent card. And once this card hits $3, more people are gonna think that, right? Like this card is just going to be a better card the cheaper it gets, and it will not hit like $1 or $2 or anything super low like that. I don't think, at least. But that's just my opinion. Okay, so we gotta talk about how the mighty have fallen. Look at this. How long was it, a month ago? $8. This pork. $23, $20, $16. Shout out to shout out to these shout out to hero players. Because hero players were like, man, our deck is like not that great for how much it costs. But it kinda is now, right? Like, let's just do this. Let's play this game. I always like doing this game. Because hero is a fun deck. You can fusion summon, you can Xyz summon, you can link summon, you can't synchro summon, but that's the problem with doing this though is there are probably a lot of really bad hero decks. Like this is what is this? This is $100 for a Neo Spacian deck. That can't be right. What if we did Elemental Hero? But it's not Elemental Heroes though, because they run like Evil Heroes. Oh, this is probably what you're looking for. So it's still 260 bucks. You hurt to see it. This isn't that. I don't even know if this is that good of a deck either. But okay, so this isn't a good example of what I was looking for. 349. Okay, so I'm clearly not gonna find a budget hero deck, but this does help. That's cool. This does help. Let's see how all Fusion Destinies are doing. Dark Neostorm. I mean, the OT ultis are still good. These are probably always gonna be expensive. I'll be honest. The only thing this card's gonna do is go to 3. Um, but as far as Dark Neostorm version, oh wow. Okay, here's my main issue with this is if you are playing heroes, you probably already have this card. If you're not playing heroes, the only reason to get this card is in case you want to splash in Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. But I feel like if you already like, why would you have this card? It's only a $40 card. I feel like it's been going. It's going. Look at this thing. This thing's going down in value too. Dasher's a 49-cent card. That actually might not be that bad of a penny stock, to be honest. This was a really expensive card before, and now it's pennies everywhere. I mean, look at the market prices. Like, this is a market price of $10, and it's being sold for 65 cents. So the Fusion Destiny package is really cheap. That's the point of the story. But my thing is, I don't really know if this is cheap enough to merit it. If you got it, you got it. Maybe you pulled it in Burst of Destiny. I don't know. But here's the point that I'm trying to make, because maybe it sounds like I'm being a little like I'm a broken CD or something like that. If you know what CDs are, CDs are really old. I don't know why I use that as a reference. If you were playing DPE already because of Anaconda, you should already have Fusion Destiny. If you're playing Heroes, you should already have Fusion Destiny. So if you're in a situation where you don't have Fusion Destiny, you probably also don't have DPE. However, right now, I don't see the reason to run it. It's at 2, which means you're running 2 strong cards and 2 bricks. Now, Celestial can do things on the field, Dasher can do things on the field, so that makes him better than Red Eyes, Black Dragon, and Dark Magician. But overall, I just don't think the ROI on investing in Fusion Destiny, DPE, because all that's going to happen with DPE is it's going to get reprinted in the tins. So I think hold off on investing in this now because there's what could possibly make this card go up in value. Like the only reason I'm talking about this card isn't because I think it's a good investment. It's because I'm kind of just making fun of it because this card, and I already sold mine. So hopefully you're like me and you bought these when they were like $7. I wonder if see, because like a year ago, look what this card was at a year ago. So if you bought these here and sold these here, like what I bought them like here and sold them like here. That's what I did, like here, right? If you're like that and you're thinking, maybe it's gonna do this again, it's not. It's just simply not going to do that. So I would hold off on this. I mean, look at it. It was $1 a year ago when DPE wasn't released, and there was no real point of doing it. If you already have DPE, but if you're waiting on Fusion Destiny to get cheap, it's cheap. That's literally the only circumstance I can think of because, like I said, if you already had the DPE package, you should have already had Fusion Destiny. If you already had Elemental Heroes, you should have already had Fusion Destiny because Fusion Destiny is an insanely powerful card in Heroes. And I appreciate that this is now, if maybe you're a hero player and you're waiting for Fusion Destiny to get cheaper, here it is. I think that's the best case scenario. But overall, this is not really, doesn't seem like a good investment. But let me know what you guys think. What are the best selling cards that you can find under $5 or less? It's doing high to low right now, so that's why we see the king, the Aether, the Empowering Dragon. Maybe this is the guy. There's no listings from Demo Deck 2016. Are all versions bought out? We could do a buyout of this. No, we couldn't. Absolutely not. I mean, okay. Hear me out. Before I conclude, let's just hear me out. Like, we could do this. We could buy this card out as a meme. 100% we could buy this card out as a meme. I don't think we should. It wouldn't be buying this card out because it's a good idea. It would be buying this card out to make people go, why is this card bought out? Okay, let me just say this, and then I'm going to end. Don't buy this card. If you can find, but hey, I will say this. If you can find this version of this card, the Demo Deck, the DEM3, if you have those sitting in none of them. There are none on TCG players, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Be sure you click that like button and that subscribe button to show your support for the channel. But most importantly of all, have a good day.